Hi there, Teresa here from Learning Solutions. Some of you, like me, maybe didn't see a computer until high school, and my first phone was in my mid-20s and it was one of those big bricks. When I look at technology today and the interconnected web that we live in, I wonder, how did we cope without it? One of the things I have come to realise is that when it comes to technology and the software that we use, the most valuable thing that we need to know is not just how to tap the keys, but the systemic effects of when we tap here or click there or type information into the system. Let's take this tiny little drop-down box as an example. For those of you that close POs in MOM, this will look familiar. But you would never think that selecting the wrong answer in this drop-down could be the cause of MPI rejecting our product due to non-eligibility, and therefore a product sitting in our stores whilst we try and find another customer that will accept foreign lactose specs. And whilst that is happening, we have an unhappy customer overseas with no product, and their call centre is ringing their customers trying to manage the consequence to their inability to deliver their promise to their customers. Or even worst case scenario, product has shipped with incorrect specs and we have a product recall. I was thinking about this from a personal perspective in the weekend when my brother's daughter came to stay. One of her favourite things to do is bake, and as her auntie, I trust that the products we use are safe and produced to the highest standard. As a consumer, I would be horrified if there was a recall on one of the ingredients, and the last thing I would be thinking was that the recall was just a result of a simple data entry error. But I do know that my trust in the product would be in question, and not just that one product, but all products under that brand. I remember when the words trust and source came into Fonterra, and it took me quite some time to actually own that statement and not just see it as some kind of catchy phrase. I now know that trust and source is in everything that we do, right down to when we select yes or no in the question that is asking us if the PO has foreign lactose in it. Now, I know that many of you know MOM and you understand it and you're doing a great job. I kind of liken the system sometimes to French. You know, it's one thing to know it and another thing to understand it. So the question it is asking is, has foreign lactose content been used in recoveries? Has foreign lactose content been used in buttermilk, startup, secondary skim, lactose slurry, or anywhere else that foreign lactose might have been tipped into your PO? So rework might be an example. It is purely asking about foreign lactose. It is not asking if we have used buttermilk. It is asking if we have used foreign lactose within that buttermilk. There was a case recently where foreign salt was used and yes was selected. But salt is non-dairy. Our EDEX, so eligibility declaration, apply to dairy ingredients only. Majority of our customers specify that they will only accept lactose from within New Zealand. So they trust the source of the produce within New Zealand and not other countries. Now, once we have answered the question and closed the process order, that information communicates to SAP. And as we can see here in the consumptions report, MO means mixed origin. So if we selected yes to any of those drop-downs, we will see MO reflected in here. We have a transaction guide that you can find on Make the Grade Knowledge Centre, and in the How Do I Wiki, if you type in change origin, a link to the transaction guide will appear, and this guide shows you how to fix the data entry error so your product can be eligible before it leaves the store. But let's just get it right first time. If you're the kind of person that's confident in the system and you understand the bigger picture, collaborate with your teammates. Share with them your tips and tricks. One of the shared learnings that I had from one of our process managers up in Cowrie, Ross Clark, he showed me how to use the tab and N key. So if the answer is no to all of them, rather than the drop-down box, he said this eliminates the risk of selecting yes when it should be no. But remember, for those customers that do allow foreign lactose, if it's within their specifications and you have tipped foreign lactose in, then of course you can select yes. It is simply about reflecting what happens in the physical environment, reflecting that in the virtual environment, and getting that match correct. So please pause and have some thinking before your fingers start tapping. What we do between the time we clock in and clock out is not just manufacture product. Everything we do contributes to the customer experience. Food is about sharing, about social interaction, and we as customers ourselves want that experience to be a good one.